Hello, here I am with a top secret envelope from GCHQ, the British equivalent of the CIA. We are going to be looking today at what I hope is a series of puzzles for that GCHQ issue, the GCHQ Christmas Challenge, it says on the envelope. It also says puzzler eyes only. This message must not be opened till Wednesday, 10th December. Now, I didn't know what to have up on the screen. I was going to just have a Google screen because I didn't know what to use. But then I finally remembered just before I started the video that each year, I think the best way we can do this is by, they've published today a link. Now, I think this page is 7 hours old. GCHQ releases annual Christmas challenge with puzzles designed by school children and spies. I mean, it doesn't get more exciting than that. And then there's a lot of waffle and previous cards and, well, I mean, I'll read the article later. You can go to the page. I'll put the link on it. But down at the bottom, we have the downloads of the challenge. So you'll be able to see it just as I open it. The challenge and hints. Now, we probably won't, I hope not to have to go to that page, but it's there if I need it. And it's there if you need it, if you're playing this before watching the video. But I am going to open my envelope, which has been embargoed until today. And we're going to see what Christmas card we get this year. So there you go. This is the card. Oh, well, okay. I'll click on the link as well. So hopefully, oh, that must be the inside, which I have not even seen. Oh no, it's the outside. Right. I've got a different card from that. Ah, I've got this bottom one. What's going on here? Right, I should have read the page before because there were 3 cards on it. Okay, sorry. There are 3 winning Christmas card designs on the front of this year's challenge. KS3 Year 8, KS4 Year 10, and KS5 Year 12. So this is probably the hardest level that we've been given today. Gosh. Okay, well, fair enough. But they've published all 3. So we go to this. Is the left-hand side the same in all cases? I think it is. Right, so this is what I will leave on screen. And it's written quite small, isn't it? And also my face is obscuring some of it for you. So let's try and fix that for now. There we go. I'll make me smaller. And now you can see all of it. Right. Well, let's get cracking, whatever that means. So I'm going to look at the front first of all, which is on the right-hand side here. Now, these letters, so I'm starting with the big letters in green and red. And in the bunting, they very clearly to me are the letters of probably ordinal numbers. It looks like 15th or 50th and 8th, but they've been mixed up a bit. Oh, and there's an S in there as well, so it's not just those words. Wow, okay, I don't know what is going on there. We've got some other codes. We've got Morse code on the right here. We've got pig pen code down at the bottom. Then down on the right, we've got a substitution cipher. I can barely read this pink writing on a green background in the middle. And then we've got numbers at the top. So, and we've got letters around the outside as well. So I'm immediately thinking about anagrams, although maybe the letters around the outside are all different. Country held K. Wow, okay, I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm going to have to start on the left and then work my way back to the stuff on the front. We could probably work out the Morse, could we? A single dash, I just can't do this in my head. Something and something. And I should be able to work out what those, T and, in fact, R. Something and something are something and something is what I think it says. Oh, but those are 5-letter things in rows 4, rows 5 and 7. So they're numbers. Okay, well, I'm going to have to look up Morse code. There's a to-do list. So the green and pink is a to-do list. And we're going to end up entering the password here, maybe. No, there's nothing to enter. Oh, I hadn't even seen this red letters at the bottom, which is something written backwards. The 5th letter is O, it says, backwards in red at the bottom. That's the only thing I've actually solved there so far. So let's go over to the left-hand side, which is the back of my card. Each of the 7 puzzles leads to a word, or in one case, a phrase. Write the answers into the appropriate boxes below. The boxes are labelled 6, 2, 7, 5, 3, 3, 3, 1, 4. And then just use the letters on the front of the card to deduce a description of GCHQ's work. Okay, so maybe these are random letters. Right, number 1. Let's just go through the puzzles and maybe it will explain itself as we get towards the end. Somewhere on this card is a special 7-letter word which has no repeated letters and no letters which are next to each other in the alphabet. Can you find it? I was tempted to think about country, which I saw in the big letters, but country has O and N in it. Somewhere on the card. Right, well, I'm having a look at the whole card now, just in case. For a 7-letter word, which has no repeated letters, and then we can work out whether there are, inside it says, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from GCHQ. No 7-letter words there. Cover image designed by Amelie, South Wilts Grammar School, Salisbury, Key Stage 5. That's not it. So on the front page, there's not many real words. So I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to look at the back page again. A 7-letter word. So it's possibly in the preambles, in the rubrics, in the flavor text. Description, drift, 7-letter words. Answers, no, that has repeated letters. Special is in this question itself. ACEILPS, that is it. I believe the word is special. So I'm going to have to write that down. I'm literally going to write it on my card in the number 1. Oh, I would do if my pen would write on the card. It will. Right, special. So I think the answer to the first one is special. It is quite a rare category, I would say, of 7-letter word that no repeats and no letters that are next to other letters in the alphabet. For instance, against and through in the next section have repeat letters. I'm pretty sure it's special there. So in the next section, oh no, number 2 is here. There is some driftwood in these streams, but where should it be? Okay, well, it looks like it begins with Amazon. Amazon's inelegant, oh no, manganese? I'm sort of trying to just assume these letters, but are making words using all of them. But that doesn't ring very true. Amazon no, okay. How are we meant to interpret these? Sorry if it's very obvious to you. Tube, it almost ends in. I still like beginning it with Amazon, even though there's that S getting in the way. There is some driftwood in these streams, but where should it be? Streams. So there are 2 streams, are there? So if I was to look at the word letters on top, AZSNIELANESIN. And the letters on the bottom, no, that doesn't really work. I think I'm missing something very obvious here. Amazon is very likely, so for a streams answer, South America, what would you say about where the Amazon was? I was sort of thinking I could see Asia, Nile. Right, so if we ignore the letters of Amazon and Nile and Ganges, what are the other letters as we go around? I see. So there are river names written, but there are other letters too. So Amazon has got an S in. Then Nile has got an E in its letters. So we've got S-E. Ganges has got an M. S-E-M. Then we've got round to the second S here. Seine, the river that Paris is on. S-E-M-A. R, Rhine. No extra letters there. That's a bit strange. And then H-D-N-A, tube. Danube. H and T. S-E-M-A-H-T, written backwards, is Thames. And that is the major river that flows through London. So the rivers that we have to ignore here, the letters of, are Amazon, Nile, Ganges, Seine and Danube. Major rivers in major, well, apart from the, well, in major cities, maybe apart from the Amazon. And then we get Thames written backwards in it. So that's number 2 puzzle solved. Right, number 3. The robber has to find a route through the house. He can't go through the same coloured door twice in a row and cannot move against any arrows. Eventually he gets, gosh, this is so small. I don't know if you can read this at all. Should I try and magnify it? I should have tried to magnify this earlier, shouldn't I? How about like that? Now you can see the robbers trying to get through the house. The robber has to find a route through the house. He can't get through the same coloured, can't go through the same coloured door twice in a row, and cannot move against any arrows. Eventually he gets caught by the police. How was he acting? You kind of think we need to just guess the right answer and see if it works here, but that's pathetic, isn't it? So he can only go through one red door and one blue door. So if he's going to get a number of letters, he's going to have to go through non-door spaces as often as he can. So he could go to the A without travelling through a door. But there's not much. A bit. He was acting a bit. Eventually he gets caught by the police. Oh, he could repeat a letter. He has to find a route through the house. He can't go through the same coloured door twice in a row. Why don't I read the instructions? Ah, right. Well, now he can go through a lot of doors. It's just he has to alternate. I still think I'm just going to have to guess a bit about what's going on here. I quite liked a bit, actually. That wasn't terrible. A bit. So he goes through red and then blue. So he can't really go into this R room at all, because it'd have to go through red and then red. So we can eliminate that from our inquiries. Q is never going to go through Q because there's no U. I'm sure he's going to be spelling out a message, obviously, immediately. Big A. Gosh, I find this quite hard, actually. A. How was he acting in this? No. Just spelling out a phrase with contiguous letters is going to be quite difficult. And maybe I've missed the point. Maybe that's not what he's doing. Afraid or something. He was acting. How was he acting? I want sort of stealthily or something like that. The robber has to find a route through the house. How was he acting? You can't get GHT out of this. I don't know. I don't know what the scientific method of achieving this one is. GIA would use different coloured doors in a row. Ing, you can't even do ing. Whoa. I was thinking it might end in ink, because then he's at the policeman after that. Tink, no, that would be going through the door the wrong way. Oh, breaking and entering. All these letters are available here, but it just doesn't work. I mean, what? I don't understand. I don't understand the puzzle. Unless I'm just missing an easy way to get on with it. How was he acting? A bit. That would go through blue, red. But then it just doesn't continue. A bit ginger. That wasn't terrible. It was sort of working. A, B. I don't get this at all, I have to say. He's finding a route through the house. Maybe. I mean, is it actually possible that I'm meant to find a route through the house, going through the doors in the right order, and then I just reassemble the letters? But I mean, there seem to be many possibles. Like he could go A, F, B, I, T, H, N, and there's loads of ways you could do it, going through doors, if you didn't worry about what letters you were hitting. You can never use the R cell. I'm sure about that. If I've understood these rules at all, he can't use the R cell. Anytime he goes into the top row, he can only go along one blue door and then he has to come out again. Faith. You could spell out the word faith. In bad faith. Oh, wow. My goodness, I think this might work. In B, A. So through a red door to I, through a blue door to N, through a red door to B, through a blue door to A, through a red door to D, through a blue door to F, through a red door to A again, repeating letters, through a blue door to I, through a red door to T, and through a blue door to H and a red door to the policeman, in bad faith. And what I should have done, of course, is looked at the letters up here. 333 were in a phrase of 2, 3, 5 in order. The robber was acting in bad faith. There we go. Now, where's puzzle? Oh, puzzle 4 is the one with these squares with diagonal lines through them. My gifts from Santa are wrapped in pairs this year. But which one is missing? So, I can see a likelihood of slippers in the top row. S-L-I-P-P-E-R-S. So the other letters up there, no, do you know what? Lippers is written there, not slippers, even though there's an S in the first thing. So I was thinking that we could take 2 or no letters per box, but no, what we are taking is 1 letter per box. And if I had seen sweater first, which is also in these top rows, and taken out S-W-E-A-T-E-R from successive squares, I would be left with lippers, and I think the present there is slippers, so we get an S from that row. So that's how this is working. In the next one, it looks, I can see console, so the other letters spell C-M-P-U-T-E-R, computer, without an O. So this goes S-O. Then in the next one, needles? No, that's unlikely. Pendant. Pendant, which is always the bottom letters apart from the D. So the top letters apart from in the middle box are N-E-K-L-A-C-E. Necklace without the C. So we've got S-O-C. And in the next one, we've got journal, using the bottom letters apart from N-A, and cookbook. So that's going to be cookbook. So we've got down to sock at this point. I think we're going to get an S from the last row. Shampoo, I can see, and hand ope, which is missing an S for hand soap. So the answer to number 4 is socks. Very classic Christmas gifts in each category. Then we can go down to 5. You can still see this on the screen. The letters in 2 UV pairs have the values 0, 1, 2 up to 9 in some order, with each letter representing a different digit. Oh, we get some equations. So these are concatenations, not multiplications, I think. Not sure about that. I think it is. I mean, my question is, does UV, imagine UV was 2, 1. Does it represent 21 or 2 times 1 in that case? It's probably 21. So part of the reason I'm thinking that is because if I'm right, oh, well, we're not using time. Yeah, if I'm right, the bottom row, the V, which is a 3-letter number, in fact, however we read it, no, if there were multiplications, that wouldn't work. But in the bottom row, if we read it as concatenations, the V is going to have to be a 1, because the 3-digit number is going to have to be 100 and something. The S is going to have to be at least 5. The O is going to be doubled. So, well, let's just assume that V equals 1. Then in the top row, we know that R is 3, because the last digit of each of the first 3 terms is 1 plus 1 plus 1. So that ends in 3. We've also got the V beginning this word as well, so it's 100 and something, 1 something 3. And if you just added the V's, you'd get 3. So the 2 U's are tens digits that are going to multiply by 2 to give VA 0. That's not easy to figure out. Right, in the second row, we've got 1 times... No, we haven't got 1. We've got 3, that's R, times P equals something ending in 3. So P times P has to end in 1. And P is either, well, it can't be 1 because we know V is 1. So P is 9. So in this second row, 3 times 9 times 9, that's 81 times 3 equals 243. So we now know that A is 2, I is 4, R is 3. So the numbers are going V, A, R, I, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that makes me think various is going to be the answer to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see if that works. In the last row, we would have 75 plus 75 equals 150. 7 is S, W is 0, that's fine. And in the top row, we would have, T doesn't appear in the questions and must be 8. And in the top row, we have 61 plus 61 plus 1 equals 123. Is it A2? Yes. Various is the answer. That's fine. So the answer to number 5 is various. And I'm going to go on to number 6 now. So hopefully that brings it into view for you. Number 6. Solve this code. It has lots of 4-letter words. 4-letter has been highlighted in red. I mean, that is pretty much a hint, isn't it? Because that means that this 4-6 in the text is going to be 4-letter. Let's see if we can do this in my head. UITL, I mean, that's a really big start. I like to think I could have cracked this code without that hint anyway. R is going to be the letter A because there's a 1-letter word, I imagine. Okay, let's go from the beginning. PIGMIHM. We're using the M's and the I's. We've got EO something E. Someone. Someone has or was as the second word. Then the next word goes, it begins with an E and it's got E there. Someone has E something something encoded. Someone has encoded these. Yeah, that works. Someone has encoded these 8 4-letter. I bet that's going to be words. No, it's not. It's not. So N is a G. These 4-letter. Someone has encoded these 8 4-letter. Is this given? It's not given names. Oh, there's an apostrophe. Girls' names. Someone has encoded these 4-letter girls' names. Right, let's hope the same code continues in the next row. Ruth. No, it's not Ruth. It's R-U. What's O and Y? O, we didn't. We haven't come across O or Y. So I don't know what that name is. It begins at R-U, and it doesn't seem to be Ruth. Let's try the next one. I-L-F-R. So that's O-R. It might be a different code this time. O-R. Oh no, Orla. That's okay. That is a name. The next one is P-R-L-R. So that's S-A, Sarah. I might have to take a note of these. Sarah. Is it Ruby? The first one might be Ruby or something. Okay, what's the next one? R-O-O-Y. So this one goes A. I think this is Abby, and the first one was Ruby. Ruby, Orla, Sarah, Abby. Then G-R-Y-R, something A, something A. It's Maya, I think. Yeah. T-P-D-R is... It begins with a U. That's rather implausible. U-S... It's Usha, I think. Yeah, Usha. Then we have H-I-I-L, which is N-O-O, Nur. And finally, A-R-H-B. A-R-H-B, that is, it begins with D. D-A... H is an N, and B. B is an I, is it Danny? Yes, it is Danny. D-A-N-I. Ruby, Orla, Sarah, Abby, Maya, Usha, Noor, and Danny. I can see that they begin with the letters, since I've written them down, of Rosamond. Let's have a look at this last question then. S-H, she. Someone has encoded these 8 four-letter girls' names, and then the names. She, F-M-U-Q. She left a SFTM. That begins with C. She left a clue to her IWH, her own name. She left a clue to her own name. I think we know about that. But SRH, can't remember what S is. It's a C, isn't it? But can you work it out? Yes, her name is Rosamond. And I fill that in as number 6. Because that was the initial letters of the 8 names. Right. Number 7, find an appropriate 7-letter word. A tick is a letter in the right place. Question mark is a letter present but in the wrong place. So it's a bit wordly. Let's use I believe that these flags in order, and we'd probably need 7-letter countries, are Denmark, Germany, Estonia, Hungary, and Croatia. Good flag knowledge, Mark. So we've got a C, T, R, Y. Is this going to be country? I suspect it is, which amusingly was the final word in my own flag challenge last month. I hope GCHQ have been doing our Patreon rewards. C, T, R, Y, and R and O are in the word. Hungary has got U and N in it. Yeah, this is country. So that's the answer to number 7. It's a sort of wordly thing. They obviously didn't use green and yellow squares because it would look too much like proprietary Wordle. Right. So now what was the final bit of the instructions then? We've solved all the answers. Write the answers in the appropriate boxes below and then just use the letters on the front of the card to deduce a description of GCHQ's work. So I'm going to have to shrink down and we'll look at the front of the card. Okay, so we've got, well, I don't know actually. These are all different codes on here. Use the letters. So I've written Rosamond Thames Country, various in bad faith, special socks. And I meant to use the letters on the front of the card to deduce a description of GCHQ's work. I've got the fifth letter is O. Oh, do I use these 28.5 on... I don't understand at all, I'm afraid. Oh, I've just realised that in the bunting, I read the letters in order from left to right, ignoring what height they're at. And it goes GIS, 8th and 15th. So I didn't need to be anagramming that. GIS, 8th and 15th. Ah, well, this seems like a completely new puzzle to me. But anyway, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got at least 15 letters in this phrase. G is 8th and 15th. So G is in position 8 and in position 15. The fifth letter is O, I get from the red writing at the bottom. Now, what about this top stuff? Let's just use alphanumeric. T-H-E, the. Well, that's a very good start. The F-I, the first F, the first 4 S, no, that's T. The first, fourth, S, first, fourth, seventh, and, wow, first, fourth, seventh, and L-A, last. 12 letters, R. 20 is T, are the same. The first, fourth, seventh, and last letters are the same. I don't know how long our word is. Maybe I should know that, but I don't. Okay, well, at least we solved that. Now, the Morse code I was trying to do in my head, and I'm feeling a bit like I need to look up Morse. T and I are... I'm going to have to look it up because I just don't know enough Morse to get those characters. So let's put in Morse code. Right, here we go. So dot dot is I, T and I, that was right, R, and then one of the numbers is dot dot dash dash dash, which is 2. That's the second number. So it's 1, 2 are 12, and 1, oh, it must be 13. Triple dot, double dash. Yeah, it is. T and I are 12 and 13. Okay, well, I'm filling them in to a phrase that is now beginning to take shape. That was the Morse. Oh, the pig pen. Let's see if I can do that in my head. It's difficult. So I bet it starts that fifth letter. Sorry, the third letter is a square. That is E in pig pen code. You can look it up if you need it. The next letter must be number 14. So is that an N? The 9th letter is R. The 9th letter is R. That's what the pig pen says. And I was using some of the letters I'd already interpreted rather than just checking the pig pen code. Right. Now I can, oh, is this behind my face now? No, the Dear Santa letter is mostly not quite behind my face. It ends in from 80 bash. You can see the rest of it. Dear Sam, oh, at bash, that's a code of some sort, but I don't know how it works. I don't remember what that is. But look at these, they're repeated strings, like there's a word that is OVGGVI. That could be letter. It probably is. So we've got another substitution code here. Letter is S. That's what this ends in. Dear Santa, I can't even actually read the top rows. I think it starts something like this, something 16. That's probably the length of my letter. 16 letters long. Something something is 16 letters long. The password is 16 letters long. That's what it'll say. I really am struggling to read this. But my password or your password or something is 16 letters long. Now, this is going to be some information about the letters. HVDMW, that's going to SE DMW. Are those letters not in the bits I've worked out at the bottom? Not really. Oh, bother, that's annoying. GV, that's 10th. Right, the something 10th. Is it second? That's second word. It probably is. Yeah, the second, 10th, and 11th letter second, 7th are the same. Second, 10th and 11th letters are the same. And what was the last bit? Letter are the same. No, are the, I was just guessing at same. I shouldn't guess. U-rugs, what is that going to translate to? Sorry, this is quite hard, partly because of reading the word. You are... I just can't read the top of this message at all. It's written too small for me. Oh, I've got the card. I can actually look at the card, but it's barely any bigger in that. URUGS. That ends in TTH, so 9th. The second, 10th and 11th letters are the 9th letter, or is it and the 9th letter? The second, 10th and 11th letters, ZIV, are the I'm sure that's 9th letter. Gosh, what's going on? LU in the alphabet. Second, 10th and 11th are all I. That's very unlikely that I would appear twice in the code. Twice next to each other. So maybe I've misunderstood 10th there. Or 11th. No, I haven't. Second, 10th and 11th letter are the 9th letter in the alphabet. And then we've got BLFI, which was the beginning. Your, I think that's your. U-R-I-G-H. Oh, your 6th is that? Yes. Oh, well, maybe U isn't N. No, it is. Your N. Wow, I'm finding this code very much the hardest. N-I-R-S. Oh, first. Ah, right. Oh, the 5th letter in the alphabet, not the 9th letter in the alphabet. I was misreading U as N because it made an ordinal with 9th, but it's actually 5th. Your first letter is S. Right. Well, that's made a big difference. And it looks like I'm going to get Season's Greetings out of this password. And if I'd looked up @bashcode, that would all have been a lot easier. Now, this green and pink writing, I can barely read this in any resolution at all. It's a to-do list. Let me magnify it again for you so you've got a chance of reading that pink writing on the blackboard. I mean, it's another code, isn't it? I cannot read the letters there. Hats off to you if your colour perception is good enough to read that. WKH, that's probably the. WKLUG, that's probably third. So let's assume it begins, the third letter is, and I'm expecting that to be an A. Well, that hasn't occurred in the code yet. The third letter is A. The something else, VLAWK. 6th and, wow, 6th and what am I expecting to be another N? 14th. And D was A in and, that's good. The 6th and 14th letters are N. That Q must translate as N. Right, well that's exactly what I was expecting. 6th and 14th letters are N. And the last letter was going to be the same as that. Okay, so I think we're nearly there. I've got everything in Season's Greetings apart from the 4th and 7th letters, which seem to be S's. So I'm going to reduce the card back down to normal size. I've probably missed some very obvious bit of coding on the front here. But the trouble here is that I've never used these Rosamond things that I've written on the side. Rosamond, Thames, Country, various in bad faith special socks. I haven't really used those letters at all. Is that... Oh, we've got this thing around the outside. Yes, I haven't used that yet. Now, I've got to use that somehow to get me S's. But there aren't any S's written in it. Code? I'm trying to read the letters. Oh, look, as we go around the outside, they're in alphabetical order if we start from C. C, D, E, H, K, L, N, O, R, T, U, Y. What does that mean? Are these the letters we need and they've just been written in alphabetical order, or have we missed out the letters we need, which would be A, B, F, G, I, but then you get J, and later you're going to get P, Q, and V, and W, and Z. That's not going to be it. So, something to do with the spacing? No, they're very regularly spaced around the outside. I don't know. I mean, the password is definitely going to be Season's Greetings. Use the letters on the front to deduce... Oh no, I don't know about that. the password given by this front is going to be Season's Greetings, and I haven't quite worked out how to get the S in 4th and 7th, although maybe that was one of the... Oh no, I did. I wrote dots over them. The same letter. It did say the same at some point. So I have got all the letters of Season's Greetings. No, sorry, I've just got to reply to a text. Oh, WhatsApp or something. What is it? A text. Sorry. Don't know the answer. So, no, so I do. I've solved the front of the card, but I have not understood. I wrote the answers in the appropriate boxes, and then I used the letters on the front of the card, and I haven't used the letters around the outside of the card. Use the letters on the front of the card to deduce a description of GCHQ's work. I have not achieved that yet. And they are regularly spaced. A, B, C, D, E. Oh, do I apply? So C, D, E are 3, 4, 5, 8. H is 8. K is 11. L is 12, N is 14, 15, 18, 20, 21, 25. I was thinking about applying them to the letters in our message, Rosamond Thames Country, but that's too long. That is 14, 21. Yeah, I don't know. That's not quite what's going on. So I was going to key in to the message that we've written here. Write the answers in the appropriate boxes below, and then use just the letters on the front of the card. It's not just use the letters on the front of the card, it's use just the letters on the front of the card. Well, I'm assuming the letters it's referring to, the outside letters this time, to deduce a description. So, if I only use those letters from Rosamond Thames Country, various in bad faith, special and socks, oh, I get round the country, various, round the clock. Goodness me, so GCHQ's work is round the country and round the clock. If I only use letters appearing, those letters from the outside in Rosamond Thames Country, various in bad faith, special socks. That is extremely clever, by the way, in terms of coming up with a way to hide that phrase. So there is the answer. Now, I might go back to the page. Is there anywhere to actually enter that? I doubt it. No, but the answer is round the country and round the clock. And Season's so the front of the card, the whole Season's Greetings things was just kind of unnecessary, the top secret password. But it was deducible. And it's a very clever Christmas card, as always, from GCHQ. Great fun getting through all of that. And I may have missed something somewhere along the way. Do post a comment and tell me if I've missed anything. It's been great fun going through it. Thank you for watching. Do check out our Sudoku videos, and on Patreon we've got connections and crosswords and even gridogram at the moment. Loads going on, but it's great to see you here, and crossword videos on Friday. Bye for now.